Hey everyone, and Happy New Year. I am back with a new video, and this is my New Year video. I actually just bought myself a new laptop. I needed it for work purposes, and so I just wanted to send a really quick New Year message, and Halo's going to join me today. Hi, Halo. So, what can I say about what kind of New Year's message can I leave today that it's going to be like uplifting or introspective or whatever you want to say. Um, I'm not going to like sit here and throw out like positivity and all that stuff because I feel like we just need a little bit of grounding right now more than anything, and um, to be more rooted in ourselves and in the earth, right, Halo? Yeah. And so I feel for myself there was a lot of um, expansion, I guess you can say. And I think it was true for a lot of people, and there was a lot of discovery, a lot of turmoil. And I know I've spoken on this before, but just like all these things just being uncovered, lots of clarity, lots of um, getting past hurdles and blockages and things that were really like holding you back, or ideas of things. And so being able to like release those uh, with peace and just kind of like feeling okay with everything and just like releasing everything as it is, and um, not holding on to things anymore, and just to feel like free that way. And I feel like, unfortunately, a lot of that, like hardships or tunnels, hurdles, and things that we had to go through were necessary. I don't mean that people deserve anything. Obviously, I didn't deserve things that happened to me as well. Like, I just meant like that, when they say like it takes like these things to really get you to appreciate the other things. And unfortunately, like that's true. Like if you don't have the contrast there, you don't really fully see or understand or appreciate this side of things if you don't see this side of things as well, if you don't have something to compare it to, right? And that's a really like unfortunate thing, unfortunately, because we're here, we're very we are very we have the duality here in this, earth, in this earthly state. We have the duality. So we are not just our higher chakras, we're also our lower chakras. And so we have the duality of dark and light. And so we need to feel the contrast of that. And it's through a lot of that, going through the shadow, where we really learn or come back to the parts of us that we need to. And I've discovered so much about myself, or not even so much about that. I really like learned the value of so many different things, and the things I need to let go of, the things I um need to like forgive, the things I need to move past. Like I really um was able to look at that in a different way, in a different light, because with the things that happened to me personally in this year, they were just like they were really hard, and really like upsetting and devastating. And so I experienced personally like so much grief. And so um I just realized that those other things seem so unimportant and trivial compared to that, and like the true essence of like what I want in life, and the things that I desire, and what matters, and what is like my expression of myself and love, and just being able to like really show up in life like authentically. And um, it's 4:44 on the time right now. So yeah, so just basically right, Halo? I know, buddy, you're a baby. You are a baby. He wants to participate. Just embodying all of that has just been something super like big for me this year. And I know that like I've done so much healing, and I wrote a post, and it was published on my elephant journal, not my elephant journal. It was posted on elephant journal. I'll link it here because it was like a end of year message that I thought was really important, and I'm gonna share it in the link below because it's really really good, I think. And I know that I've been doing mama healing for so many years now, but it's like, just like we learn in school, like you have this onion and there's so many different layers, and so every time we remove more, we're just closer to who we are, closer to being able to see things more clearly, closer to the truth, closer to that authenticity, and closer to the the seed, the truth, not the truth, sorry, the center of ourselves and the center of it all, and that one consciousness. And so I know that for myself personally that it was it was it was a really nightmare of a year, but despite that, I was able to end the year and begin the year with this renewed hope and energy and faith and joy, and I don't know, it's just there, and I feel good about it and good about what's to come, and the new things that will be coming into my life. And I've come to a place where I feel good enough about things where I can let go of everything from before that I don't even know why the hell I was holding on to for so long. And it's not like you consciously hold on to these things. It's just part of your growth and part of your lessons, I guess. And so, okay, Halo, relax. This is like resting on something because I need to figure out a way to elevate it more. So you end up just getting to a place where you can just release those things, and it just feels like very liberating and free. And so um, I guess that's my New Year's message, is that um, we don't have to feel weighed down by a lot of these things. And I know that they're so heavy, and I know that they're hard, and I know that they're shitty. But the trick isn't about denying them and to be like, oh, I feel so grateful that this happened to me. It's not about that, even, because I don't feel grateful for those things happening to me at all. Like, I was just literally just not, it was not a good time for me. So, um, but the trick is to feel those things, to let yourself feel those things, to acknowledge and be like, fuck, this is shitty, and I'm heartbroken, and I'm so devastated, and I'm so upset, I'm so disappointed, and all those things. And just to allow yourself to feel the, I guess, the impact or the total enormity of all those emotions, and to just allow that and to give it space to be there. And it's in that feeling where you can just um move on to the next phases, because um bad things are always going to happen to us, and it's not that we're attracting it or that we deserve it or anything, but that's the contrast in life. It's going to always happen to us, unfortunately. And um and some of us deal with it better, some of us don't. It doesn't mean that anyone's better, and sometimes we have the tools to deal with things better. Sometimes it um can set us back a lot, and there's so many different things that it can make us feel, and bring us to different places. But every single time that we get to honor that sadness and grief or whatever we're going through, we really just, what it is doing for us is allowing yourself to show up authentically as yourself, and to be out there, to not hide it away, to not pack it away somewhere and deny it. And it just allows it to take up space. So think of it as something that is burning and there's smoke. Do you let the smoke clear out and just let it open, or do you just hide it away while it continues to burn, like this ember and stuff? So it kind of works in the same way when we have pain and grief and things like that. So allowing that to just take up as much space as it needs to is so important in our healing. And in doing so, is where we find our clarity, where we find our peace. And there's no timeline for that. That can take as long as it needs to for you. And it could happen where it's like you feel that peace, but then you feel the grief again, and it comes in like cycles. And there's no timeline. It's not like after like 3 months or a year, you should be totally fine about something. It doesn't work that way. It just gives you a different lens. It gives you the capacity to hold more. It gives you the capacity to see things, like I said, in a different way with a different lens. And you are really returning to yourself in a way that you can choose differently in your life, because when you experience these things that are hard, you really see the value. As I said before, you see the value in the things that you do want, and um, you don't entertain the things that you don't want anymore, and you entertain them less anyway. And you start to make moves towards the things that you really desire and open up that space in your life. So, yeah, so that was my message. I guess for this year, the message is that, in our healing, in our capacity to grieve and feel that sadness, and to allow it to take up as much space as it needs to for as long as it needs to, is where we actually find our freedom, where we actually find our bigness. It's where we remove those shackles. It's where we remove any like constraints that we have. It's through that we can expand and move forward in a more heartfelt, like centered space authentically. And so I think, like, above anything else, like, that is one important message that we can bring through into 2022. And just being able to be in that energy, right, Halo? Your little face. And just feeling free and feeling like without like judgment and shame on yourself, and just doing whatever you want to without thinking that, like, oh, I shouldn't do that. Like, who cares? Like, who cares anymore? And all those other things are so trivial now, because now you're focused elsewhere. You're focused elsewhere, and you're wanting things for yourself. So all that other trash, that it's not trash, but all that other stuff that was taking up a lot of your energy and you're focusing on, just it just is. It just is now. It's not like anything that is whatever. So now you're like, this is who I am. This is what I want. Let's make it happen. And you feel freer. You feel more authentic, you feel more empowered, you feel more confident, you feel all of those things. So yes, that is the biggest lesson I learned in 2021, was that feeling your pain and feeling your grief, and really just getting into that wound, and the pain and the sadness, and getting into it and wallowing and just being saturated in it and taking up all that space with it, is the key to freedom, is the key to you, is the key to living authentically. It's the key to joy and happiness. And I know it sounds so backwards, but it's true. That is the key to feeling lighter and clearer, and having that fine-tuned, like, view of the things that you do want. And um, also, not just that, but when you have that kind of pain, when you've experienced that kind of pain, you don't want to waste time with these things that just don't matter anymore, like, you just don't want to waste that time anymore. Now you want to make space for the things that do matter, and you see the value in that, as I mentioned. So that is my message for 2022. I hope that we can move into this year with more authenticity, um, and because of that, we'll be able to, like, connect with each other more, and obviously, connecting, the way to connect with others is to connect with yourself, right? So we can bring more of that energy of taking up space as ourselves, in whatever way that needs to show up for you, and just like bringing that energy into 22. So there's going to be a lot of um I can see there's going to be a lot of that for a lot of people in this year, and people just dropping their masks, people dropping their defenses, and their armor and things like that, and people just showing up wounded as who they are, and being okay with it, and people accepting that and taking that, um embracing that, and people just coming together. I can see a lot of that happening in 2022, and that's something very positive. So I think that's something we should definitely take with us. So I'm going to end that here. But I hope you enjoyed this little forecast. It's not really a forecast, it was just my review and a tiny bit of a forecast of what we can expect in this year, what the energy that we're moving into this year. So I'm going to quickly pull two cards just to see what messages the universe has for us. And today's New Year's Day. It's January 1st, 2022. So I already shuffled the cards. So, message does the spirit want to give us today on New Year's Day? What message? Halo. I'm going to pull from two decks, which is I'll put them below if you want. Okay, what message does spirit want to give us today on New Year's Day? Message to spirit. Halo, don't drop the card. So funny. A message does spirit want to give us as a message for New Year's Day? All right. Actually, this one. Oh, this one wants to come too. Okay. So these are some channeled messages from spirit for today on New Year's Day. So we have confidence. Moving forward does not necessarily require you to have confidence in yourself. Confidence in God is enough, along with knowing that God works through you and with you in all ways. Lean upon us if your confidence wavers, and we will buoy your courage and faith. That is the card, by the way. So, Halo, buddy, come on. So what I would say from that one is that, like I said, we're gonna be like leaning on each other more and stuff, and we're all one consciousness connected, and so having faith in the divine and having faith in one another and just being able to fall back on things. Just be confident in knowing that you're being supported, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like you are. I know that sometimes it can really feel like you're not being supported, but just having the confidence that you are being supported and that you will get through this, and that you 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 really have more than you think you do to get through, um, if you're going through a hardship, and that I guess courage and confidence to get through is there. You can ask for it. You can count on others supporting. Sorry, there's like, I don't even know what that is. For fly, like what's December? So just really embracing the idea that you can like release everything and trust that you're going to be supported and that things are going to come out in the long run, like at the other end of the tunnel. So, and then we have following your bliss. My soul sings with joy. And so that is like definitely in alignment with, I was saying, how we're really going to be, no one's going to like waste their time with stupid stuff anymore. And people are going to be more like heart-centered and going for the things that really, you're going to see the value in these things differently. And so after we've been like locked down for so long and separated, so you're going to really start to like see things differently and want to be choosing things more carefully and in alignment with who you are and the things that you want, and you're going to have the lens to see that more with through your lived experience of the past horrible year. And I don't want to say horrible year. I just want to say the year that was like very challenging and difficult. So you can take that with you, and because of that, you're going to be able to follow your bliss more and go after the things that you truly are going to want to make the time for. That you're going to, like I said, you're going to see things from a different lens, a different perspective, and actually um make the effort to go towards the things that you actually want in your life. If that makes sense. Whereas before you might have just like been like, nah. And now you're gonna be like, I don't care. I'm just gonna do whatever I want. So And obviously, the last one, coming into power. I step into my power boldly and confidently. As you go through that healing journey and you release all those things and attachments and views of yourself and judgments and shame, and you move into that like confident state of following what you want, like this is you coming into your power because you're claiming who you are. You're claiming that space and being like, I've been through, just like the phoenix rising. I've been through this shit show and I'm coming out strong. I'm coming out like this strong warrior and I'm going to step into my power. I'm going to step into my being. So we're really going to see a lot of that this year. You're going to see a lot of people stepping into their being and just claiming that space. And it's not going to be in like some weird, like power tripping, arrogant way. It's just going to be in a space of like calmness and certainty and just like love for self and love for the wholeness. Like it's going to be like this connected state of being. And because of that, like you're just going to be coming into you and you're just like a flower blossoming. Like that is really going to be the energy this year. So just being confident and going for the things that you love and following your happiness and your bliss, and then also stepping and coming into your power. So that's the energy for this year, and I absolutely 100% see that as the energy this year coming through. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. Have a beautiful New Year's, and like and subscribe, and I will be doing more videos this year. So take care of yourselves. Much love to you. Bye.